welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shibani Gharat. Broom or Groom? Chawal or Chawla? Over the past few weeks, Swiggy Instamart is grabbing eyeballs with their playful yet memorable films. With this series, Swiggy Instamart is also highlighting the brand's core message. You name it, we will get it, and that too delivered within 10 minutes. To tell us more about these campaigns, how they were created, what makes them tick, and what will we get to see going forward in the festival season, we are joined in by Mayur Hola, VP of Marketing, Swiggy, along with Moonshot's Devaiah Bopanna. Let's begin to speak about these campaigns. These campaigns, Devaiah, have been a rage over the past few weeks. What was the brief that you got from the client when you decided to come up with this idea of doing a spelling mistake while typing whatever you want to order from Swiggy Instamart?
Well, I mean, credit to Mayur and the team. The brief was very clear. Like they want to index on get anything in 10 minutes. And for us, I think, this whole category has been crazy, right? Like when you talk about this category to anyone abroad, it's unbelievable. What we've begun to take for granted now, that you get anything in 10 minutes. So, when the team, we heard it, we were like, okay, like how do we attack this problem? And we thought, like, how is anyone pulling this off? Like, how can anything be delivered in 10 minutes? So we started escalating that, basically. Like, is there, like, someone in disguise under your apartment block, like, waiting to hear something, someone wants something and brings it out? And then that's when I think we hit upon this idea of, like, okay, what if they're literally at all times looking at the search box? And even if you make a mistake, they're trying to get that for you. So I think we hit upon that. And then it was just having fun with it.
Mayur, what was your first reaction when you saw, some of the films, the first one, The Broom and the Groom?
Yeah, no, look, first off, these guys are crazy. So my reaction to whatever they do is, like, seriously, we laugh our heads off and we're like, okay, what did we laugh on the hardest? It's the choice like becomes very simple. Say, okay, we laughed the hardest on this one. So yeah, let's go for it. It's really as simple as that. And we actually were at one point thinking, hey, let's go with Chawla as the first one we put out there and so on. But then when we saw Groom, I think Groom was just so nice and so layered. We felt, it had so many little subplots going on. The whole Bengali wedding, with the headgear, so to speak, and just there, it had little nuances which just made it really, really funny. So yeah, I was kind of I spoke to Devaiah and I spoke and okay, let's get this out first. Because you know what, it's really funny.
Yeah, and Mayur, sticking with you, we all know it's very, very difficult to write humor, and especially these days, where anyone and everyone has something or the other to say on social media platform. So, or could offend somebody or the other. So, tell me, is there a guideline or something that you have in place when you come up or, approve of something edgy, something crazy, as you mentioned?
Very, very tricky question, but yeah, simple guideline. We try not mess with, obviously, religious sentiment. It's not something that we're happy doing. Politics. And we try and just make sure that we're doing right by the folks that we're addressing, not being condescending, not being offensive. But in general, honestly, we tread a pretty thin line, I think, because we are constantly trying to push. We operate in a very competitive category. Devaiah mentioned it's going crazy. It's going crazy in more ways than one, frankly, with the number of brands operating in it. So yeah, I think the fight for hearts and as such minds is getting tougher and tougher. So it's a balancing act.
So Devaiah, sharp, unapologetic humor has been your style. We have seen it, in the Cred films. We have seen it with Neeraj Chopra's Javelin Prem Katha. How do you get the client on board? What is the process there?
See, I think
with some of your crazy ideas.
No, I think, see, look, the clients are super smart, all right? So you can't fool them, about something that's not working by telling them like, hey, this is working. See, we are kids of the internet. We've been creating content, like we were making content at AIB before. So that's where we kind of understood the science of virality and like what works, where we would sort of write stuff not for views, but for engagement. Like how do you move people to comment or to share, right? So I think we over a period of time also have had the sense, like, because we are living on the internet, we know what it is to push too much, right? We know the breaking point.
Yeah.
So I think pretty much have internal guardrails where we know if we are going wrong somewhere, we get a sense of it first. So we kind of hold back over there. And so far, I think our judgment has been good with these things. But how do we sell it to clients? I feel with every passing campaign, if the work is getting better, I think the trust on the other side also increases.
Yeah.
So probably till we mess something up, I think we will have a good sort of leeway with the clients when we have to sell something crazy.
And then how do you get the celebs on board? I mean, if I look at the Juhi Chawla film for Swiggy Instamart, she is completely overshadowed by like the story about, this person ordering Chawal and instant types Chawla, or Neeraj Chopra for that matter, or Indira Nagar Ka Gunda with Rahul Dravid.
Yeah, I think, look, even the celebs understand content and they love what's happening on the internet these days, right? So I'm sure all of them read all the memes, they go through everything, they also find it very funny. So for them, it's like addressing the meme, or wanting to be a part of something that is edgy, cool. Like, who doesn't want to be cool for a day on the internet, right? So I think the celebs get the game now. So they are also like pretty okay with slightly pushing the boundary on taking a joke on themselves. So most of the times we've not had a tough job sort of explaining to them or dumbing it down. It happens at times, but it's been decent so far because they get it.
Mayur, over to you. We saw, the tie-up that you did with Falguni Phatak around Navratri. She is the Navratri queen. We all know that. And we are sitting in the Navratri week. Tell us, what else do we expect from Swiggy Instamart around the festival season?
We have Falguni. We almost don't have Falguni, do we, in what we're running, given that Falguni is really only visible to us a lot more during these 9 days. And that's really what we've done. During Diwali and that period, we hopefully will have something fun again with someone that we all know and love. And yeah, look forward to that happening a little later in the year.
We all know that, the whole Q-commerce battle for supremacy is heating up in our country. So it is one of the hottest that we have seen in Indian businesses over the past couple of years. So what, according to you, where do you get an upper hand or an edge over your competitors?
The basics of having what people want available to them and then delivered to them in the shortest possible time, 10 minutes or less. Thereafter, of course, comes presence. The wider your presence, the more chances of you gaining more and more customers, and as such, market share. And I think down from there comes the battle of the brands. And as I said, with so many brands fighting for your attention, I think that's where we kick in with us doing what we're doing with Falguni, with Rakhi Sawant earlier, and what we might do later in this month, and what we do with madcaps like Dev, Puneet, and the Moonshot team.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today. Thank you, Devaiah, for joining us in the studio. It is time for a short break. On the other side, we are catching with Jamie Selzer, Global EVP, CSA and MX Analytics, where she speaks about launching CSA in India, the importance of data-driven marketing, plans for the India market, and more.